It should have sound now. Yeah, no, it's not you, Lori. It's me. It's just, for some reason, the microphone sometimes doesn't. Literally, all I have to do to make it work is unplug it and plug it back in. But since my mic indicator is right behind my camera stand, if I don't make a point to check and see if I have sound, then I can't tell. So, take two. Welcome to the Wednesday, or no, oh bless. Welcome to the Thursday afternoon live tutorial stream. Lunchtime stream, almost an hour late. Sorry about that, y'all. It hasn't even been a morning. I will admit that I had trouble hauling my butt out of bed this morning. I could have definitely used a winch and possibly some kind of, gas-powered vehicle to drag me out of bed this morning. But once I finally got up, everything was fine. However, I had to pick something up from my mother's on the way to work. And then I got drawn into a 40-minute long conversation, and that is why I am approximately 40 minutes late for being on stream. It's amazing how these things work. So, we're doing a pretty simple project today, though. It's actually a fun one, and it's, honest to God, like a 15-20 minute project. So, it's going to be this one, not that one. That's tonight. This one's today. So, it's a ring day, apparently, here at the Beading Dreams. So, this is just a really simple, I called it our Dainty wire ring, but it's just a really basic wire ring, but I kind of like the variation on some of your typical wire ring techniques. So, it's a really easy project as far as tools, supplies, and everything goes. So, don't lose your bead under your work surface. So, as far as supplies go, you're going to need 20 gauge wire, about a foot of it. And then you're going to need beads, and I'm using some 2mm sterling silver beads. Holy crap, that's right. And just a little 4mm hematite bead. So you need a 4mm bead and some 2mm beads. Also, you maybe need to turn the exposure on your camera down so that it's not completely insane. Yes, Ziggy was not happy with me yesterday morning when I slept until 9. He was like, excuse me, I am starving and also I need my outside time, so what is this going on here with the sleeping in? But that is true, both Heather and I could use some of Turbo's energy today. Honestly, if anybody can figure out how to bottle kitten energy, and just, distribute it to the world, I feel like that would be pretty much a public service. I mean, and you could absolutely make a bajillion, focus please, bajillion dollars on it, but seriously, public service of, bottled kitten energy. Also, if anybody out there wants to work on aerosolizing Xanax, that's definitely a public service for all of us who have anxious and unmedicated parents.
Or customers.
I actually kind of would like to just, what did I do with that hematite bead? I would like to just, pump the aerosolized Xanax into the atmosphere at Beading Dreams. Absolutely, 100% on board with that.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Okay, well apparently I'm not using that hematite bead because it rolled somewhere, so I'm using this turquoise colored bead instead. So the only limiting factor on your beads on this is they have to fit on your 20 gauge wire. So as far as tools go, you just need, you don't even need a round nose, you just need a chain nose pliers, and you need a wire cutter, and then you do need a ring mandrel or a dowel. Okay, so you just need something round, around which to form this ring. Now, of course, the benefit of a ring mandrel is it's got all of your sizes marked out for you, but you can definitely, there are plenty of charts online that are going to tell you the relative diameters of all of these sizes. You can definitely make, hey Madison, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. You can definitely make or get dowels that are in your particular ring sizes. You can also make your own, and that's something that I should do a tutorial on, is making your own ring sizing pucks.
Pucks. Yes.
Right? I mean, hey, it's my day for creating samples for next week. So I will put that in the mental list. Alright, so we're going to start with our 20 gauge wire. And so the key to this one is we want to have the pretty bits in the middle of all of the wires. So that means all the pretty bits, aka the beads, are going to go on there first. So I've got 5 2mm sterling silver beads, and then my 4mm bead, and then 5 more of my 2mm sterling silver beads. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my 2mm beads, and then my 4mm bead, and then 5 more of my 2mm beads. So the great thing about wire rings is ones of this style are pretty simple. Like this is up there on the list of, hey, if I have to run out the door to a party and I have to bring a gift, like wire rings are a really good, you know, last minute project. Alright, so I've got all of my beads strung. And I'm going to go ahead and center them up on my 12 inches of wire. 12 inches of wire is going to give you plenty of leeway for pretty much any size of ring. So now I'm going to decide what size of ring I want to make. I'm going to do a 7 because that's a pretty average size. So I'm going to lay these all on my size 7. Like so, and you're going to get a bit of a kind of a bump up from that 4mm bead, and that's okay as long as everything is, you know, sitting on the size 7. You should be good to go. Now I'm going to take one wire and rotate it around the mandrel above my beads, and I'm going to take the other wire, rotate it around my mandrel below my beads. Make sure I keep that on my size 7, and I'm going to go around one more time with each wire. So one more time on the bottom, and one more time on the top. Now, you'll notice that my beads are escaping a bit, so I can just kind of push them back to the center and then pull that tight, and that's going to help them stay in place. So what I want here is a beaded section in the center, and then 2 wires on the top, 2 wires on the bottom. Here's where it gets just a wee bit tricky. Not a massive amount of tricky, just a little bit. So make sure all of your everything is in place and on the right side, because what just happened to me is I let it slip down to 7.5. And right now this is a coil, so you can really just, you know, pull it back up to the size you want, and then yank on each of the wires and get your size back. So now I've got all my wires, they're all at a size 7. I'm going to pinch them all, like so, between my index finger and my thumb, and I'm going to pull my mandrel out. Okay, so what I have now is a size 7 ring with 1 beaded wire, and then 2 bare wires on top, 2 bare wires on the bottom. Now I'm going to pinch that, and I'm going to take one of my loose wires, and I'm just going to wrap it through the middle. And if you can't get it through with your bare hands, you can go ahead and grab that with your pliers. This is looking heinously awkward because I'm not actually left-handed, and yet my pliers are in my left hand. What I want to do is I'm going to just wind that over. And at this point, it's going to be looking a little wonky as far as ringing goes, and that's okay. So, because right now, all I've done is I've anchored off one side of this wire. I'm just going to wrap that around a couple, 3 times. It happened to be coincidental that 3 times used up all the wire that I had, so that's what I did. So now this is all just kind of a wreck at the moment, which is fine. We can fix this. So we're going to bring my beads back up to the center. And once again, this is all still an interconnected system. And I haven't fully anchored it off yet, so I just got my wires back in order, and then I'm going to put that back down on my ring mandrel, and I'm just going to shove it back down to the size that I'm going for, which once again is a size 7. There we go. Alright, so everything is back in the center of the ring, everything is back lined up. Go ahead and pull that off your mandrel. And now we're going to do the same thing with our other loose wires. So I'm going to hold everything. And in this instance, it is important to just make sure that those beads don't go migrating down your ring, because we want them to, get trapped in the center. And I'm just going to push that through the center. And wrap it around, and we just want to match it to the amount of wraps on the other side. That gives us our center of our ring, and then we're just going to once again, because it got a little ovoid while I was working with it, that's not really the shape of most people's fingers, so I'm just going to take that with back on my ring mandrel and sort of press it down to get my more round ring shape. And that is literally it. That is your Dainty wire ring. Okay, this is a super duper simple project. So seriously, 1 foot of 20 gauge wire, 10 2mm beads, and 1 4mm bead, and I have this really sweet little wire ring. You can make these as stackers, and you can make these with, you could make them with all bigger beads and make them more dramatic, but I definitely like this just kind of really simple little wire ring. It's really easy wearing, and you do want to make sure that you've pressed down all of your ends. There's a little bit of stabbiness there, so I'm just going to smash that a little bit with my chain nose. But yeah, seriously, so I mean, I managed to teach this project on stream in 20 minutes, which means once you get good at it, it's literally a 15-minute project. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us briefly on the Beading Dreams lunchtime stream. We're open right now, so I'm going to scoot so that I can help with, running the store, since that's also my job. But thank you for hanging out with us to make this fun, fun wire ring. I know I am really on time for starting so late, so thank goodness it was an easy project today. Now tonight's project for Torch Thursday is not going to be quite so easy. We're going to be doing this one. It's a triple stone ring with a dapped concave center element. I'm not gonna lie, this one may be difficult. This one may not turn out on stream, so this is going to be a fun experiment. So yeah, we're going to see you all tonight on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream for our triple stone ring. Thank you all so much for popping in for our very brief lunchtime stream today. We really sincerely do appreciate each and every one of you, all of your support all the time. Y'all are the best. So everyone have a great Thursday afternoon, and we'll see you back on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream tonight at 6 p.m.